There's not many things that I would say at this point in my career that are really a big pet peeve outside of the fact that when people are not curious and they're not asking questions, I kind of just am left shaking my head, especially when you're brand new. You know, there should be nothing more than pages of questions, whether you're just simply curious or because you need to learn. And so when you're asked for feedback, when you're asked at the end of a session, a workshop, a training time frame, do you have any questions? Yes is the answer. And if it's not yes in the moment because you completely understood everything that you just learned, then make sure that as you're reflecting on the training that you come back and circle back with questions, or you circle back with confirming what you heard just to make sure you're on the same page. There's so much you don't know about a company when you first start. To show a lack of curiosity, it almost doesn't make sense, and it actually is like a strike against you. This to me is critical, especially if you can give feedback based on getting answers to things that you're curious about. You can give positive feedback. Your feedback doesn't have to be constructive criticism. That's another opportunity for you to get your ratios right. You can give good feedback by giving people good, honest, specific feedback that will help prop them up, whether because they were responsible for introducing whatever it is that you're learning, or simply because they taught it to you, and showing your appreciation and having gratitude for the fact that they're so good at what they do. But those moments, those little nuances, they make a big difference. So highly recommended that you give feedback, especially positive feedback that's specific, and highly recommended that you're engaged asking a lot of questions. And you'll have to get a feel for if you're becoming annoying. A lot of times people don't ask because they don't want to feel like a pest. But it's always a red flag in a lot of trainers' minds when you're not asking a lot of questions, unless you're not a good trainer. But most trainers, they're expecting that. And you don't have to disclaim that by saying, I'm so sorry, I feel like a pest. They're used to it. And you don't have to make excuses. If you're trying to learn a new job and your plan is to become a high performer, then one of the tools you have at your disposal when you first start is your speech and the fact that you can ask those questions. So you really want to kind of uncover, peel back the onion, get to the root of why we do what we do, what's it going to take for me to get to here in regards to my performance, and get the answers and seek them out. Don't just wait for them to come to you. The number one problem we see with new people is they wait around and then they use this as an excuse later on. They'll say, well, no one showed me that and I didn't know. And we always say, well, take responsibility. You got to find out what you don't know. Ask those harder questions and get the information you need in order to be successful.